Alright, we got two very good chapters this week. One, Solo Leveling chapter 70, and it's Moshi Fanren, or The Last Human chapter 138. Both of them I thought were very fun, and one of them, basically, you go from, oh shit, to, oh, this might work out, to, oh, I'm not sure about this, oh, actually, this might work out, to, fuck. So that's pretty fun. And then the other one, basically, the pet hamster turns out to be more useful than part of the main cast, which is fascinating. It's kind of like the little mole rat in Kim Possible, or Perry the Platypus kind of deal. Just where the hamster's pretty cool. Now I got an arming sword. I think this is because the lengthwise it's not all that long. It's pretty great because you can basically draw it from your right without too much trouble. I'm not a sword expert, so I'm not gonna go on embarrassing myself with saying stupid shit here, but yeah, I got this at what I guess American equivalent would be a Renaissance fair here in our castle. I live in a town in Germany where there's a castle at the top of the mountain. It's a very beautiful castle. I think it's actually pretty well preserved too, which is great. And yeah, that's one of the parts I'm going to miss when I move to the US, is there's not as many castles. There's other fortifications though, and fortifications in general are fun. I'm getting distracted here. I saw the some in Florida, like some of the ancient Spanish fortifications. Pretty interesting stuff, to be honest. Alright, and Civil War stuff, of course. Alright, but that's about it from weapons and Civil War talking. We're here for solo leveling, of course. I'm always conflicted as to whether to show panels or not, because honestly it might lead to me getting a strike or something. I don't know. I don't really know. You should probably be reading it yourself, but I feel like it's hard to explain who I mean if you don't really have it in front of you. So I'm just gonna suggest this to you. You go to I'm just gonna show you the name, the title, basically. Not even, well, I guess I can't really avoid showing the website I use it on, but yeah. You should find a place to legally, of course, read Solo Leveling. That's the story, that's the cover art by the author Sang Lak Yang. Sorry about mispronouncing that. I'm really bad at these. But yeah, so this is going to be Names Are Hard, episode 5. But yeah, Sang Lak Yang is the author, and you should probably be reading this. So I'm going to assume you have your chapter open somewhere now. Actually, I'm going to wait a second. Let's take a sip of our drinks while we do that. Alright. So scroll through it with me. Actually, it is a lot of scrolling. So, Purple Healing Lady. Since we either didn't get a name or I just can't remember the name. I don't think we got one, though. Purple Healing Lady, in the last chapter, was about to be killed by an orc, and suddenly the orc started floating, the high orc, started floating, and got ripped in half in the middle of the air, and Purple Healing Lady's just there like, what the frick just happened? Like, what just happened? What was that? And I was pretty much thinking the same thing, like, what was that? First of all, I might have missed that part, but I didn't know he could attack while he was invisible, because usually he turns visible again before attacking. But apparently, Sang Yin-woo, the main character, can attack while being invisible, so yeah, okay, I guess. So, it's something else is intimated which would make it less broken, is that some of the magic users can actually figure it out. They can still, feel his signature or something somewhere, so it's not like he's completely gone, he's just not visible to the naked eye. I guess that makes it slightly better. I think most S-class heroes would still be able to sense him, but I don't know. I think that's slightly bullshit, but maybe it's just a good power-up. So that part didn't really bother me as much as the other part where, why did the high orc float? As far as I can tell, Sang Yin-woo can't fly, so why did he suddenly float? Was it he has an ability called Dominator's Touch where he can make objects float? He first used that to basically he uses daggers basically as weapons. He threw a dagger and made it fly around with his hand gestures, so that was okay. And he got better at it over time, of course, but Is it really that strong that you can basically float a high orc and rip him in half in the middle of the air, or basically cut through him in the like? Is it that strong? Because that would be a step further. That would be a power I would want an explanation for. That's like, nah, that sounds like bullshit. Let's be honest. Like, give me an explanation for that part, because I don't really buy it. All right, but bullshit upgrades aside. We see the leader of the team, so I'm just going to call him Leader Guy for now. I think his name is mentioned later, so we'll get to that. But Leader Guy cuts down a high orc and is like, oh, okay, somehow... he's completely out of breath, and he's like, oh shit, finally I managed to kill it. But he's like, somehow it feels like the fighting has gotten easier. And we see in the background his whole teammates, fighting orcs, but slowly gaining the upper hand where they're actually starting to land blows against the high orcs, and they're not being completely surrounded and destroyed. Actually, appears to be more of their fighters than of the high orcs at this point. So they're whittling down the other numbers, and their own numbers aren't being depleted as fast. And then what we see, of course, is that Sang Yin was just basically running through, just kind of cutting and stabbing the orcs in places where it won't really get noticed that much, but where it kind of weakens. So he cuts the sides or the legs, or basically underneath like the armpits or something, or in the neck. We see him stabbing one in the neck. And he's just like, I'll just weaken them as much as possible without getting noticed, because, at this point, if I don't do anything, and this is his rationale basically, if I don't do anything, they're all gonna get slaughtered, and I can probably kill these high orcs on my own, but I would prefer if they didn't get slaughtered, wholesale. So, alright, I'll just weaken them, and then they can strike the killing blows, and that makes it look like they actually went and killed the high orcs, even though it was slightly easier than it should have been, but it's still believable-ish, because they're high-rank hunters. Like, A-rank hunters are pretty high-rank, and they're like, well, maybe we just got lucky or something, or maybe there was something up with this. So... the rationale makes sense. Running through, basically just kind of wounding everyone slightly before you get into... and let them strike the killing blow, basically. And he says, like, okay, a few of them actually seem to have caught on to me, so a few of them have actually figured out that there's someone else running around invisible. I don't think they can see him, but he just kind of stabs one here in the throat. It's like, no, shut up. Shut up. Stupid orc. Don't give me away. And then we see Boxer Lady, I guess we could call her. So Boxing Lady comes. She has like some very revealing outfit, which is, I guess. But she has like that Tatsumaki robe thing going on, and a pretty good ass, but that's a different topic. But she's got these two metal glove, armored fist, whatever the fuck. Sorry for unnecessarily cursing. And she just punches through the high orc in one blow from the back. And she's like, yay, I did it, I killed one. And of course it was, in the back, but she killed him because he got stabbed in the throat by Sang Yin Wu. So, that's basically how it goes with everyone. The captain guy and all the tanks and all the others, it's like... They get an easier time striking them down. Now, he says, like, well, it's not that I really disrespect them, it's not that I really think they can't do it, but these monsters shouldn't be taken lightly, and they would probably have a few people killed, so before we do that, I might as well just kill them for them, or help them kill them. And he gains a level up from assisting in kills, which is... that's pretty good. He didn't actually know he could get assists and still level up. We didn't actually know this. It's, of course, slower, but yeah, he still levels up from that. So that's good. And it's probably going to come in handy, because usually when he levels up, he gets this one healing buff kind of thing where he can fully heal once. Or was that from the daily quest? I think that was from the daily quest. I'm not quite sure. One of the two, but... it's definitely, maybe not, but it's definitely going to help him to level up a bit, so either way, that's going to be good. And he says basically, well, these hunters are elites and they're considered to be the finest, and they basically paid a shit ton of money to get, this dungeon, to buy the rights to clear this dungeon, so I shouldn't interfere too much, because they're considered elites. It's believable enough that they would kill the high orcs, And if I interfere too much, then, you know, since they bought the rights to this dungeon, I might take that away from them. I don't really want to take anything away from them. So he's being basically a hashtag nice guy here. But no, he's actually being a nice dude and helping them. And they're like, did we win? Is this over? Like, seriously, did we actually win that? We didn't think we would survive that, but, you know, is anyone injured? But apparently not. And then some of I think those are like B rank hunters. They just kind of like, I can't really believe that was a gang of high orcs and that we actually all survived that. And then we remember her from last week, Hello Kitty mage. So Hello Kitty girl, one of the mages, is like that porter guy, the guy who carries our luggage. Yeah, he must think that we're idiots, because there's no way he could have thought that him going invisible and, you know, wounding every one of them would go unnoticed in a high-rank team with high-rank mages. Like, he must legit think we're stupid. You know, there's no way that skills like stealth will go unnoticed with magic casters around, is what she basically thinks to herself. She's like, And then the healing, purple healing lady goes to Ki-hon, and Opa is just a honorific, I think. Opa in German is actually grandfather, so... yeah, grandpa, basically. I don't know. I just found that funny. Although it's in German, it's 1p, and here it's written with 2p, so it's a honorific. Sorry, I guess that was unnecessary, but I thought it was interesting enough. But Purple Healing Lady basically goes to Kihon leader guy and says like, yeah, one of the one of the Quaker oats. No, one of the orcs just kind of started floating and got cut in half in the middle of the air. So yeah, do you want to explain to me what happened there? And he's like, what? Are you saying someone secretly used magic here? And then so, hey, Gina, so blonde fire lady, wizard, whatever. Which, honestly, okay, let me just quickly, I'm going to show this panel for the purposes of critiquing it. So this is, of course, what you call it, fair use. So, okay, all right. Let's look at Gina here. She's the blonde sorceress. What's up with this cape? Like, isn't that going to strangle you? Like, look at this cape. Like, physically, it shouldn't stay on your shoulders. It should fall back and just strangle you to death. Like, am I getting something wrong here? And that being said, like, what the hell? Seriously? Like, can't you get some magical gear that's not, like... This is almost above her hips. Like, this is more like a string outfit, like a tanga outfit. Where, I mean, just get a bit more armor or something. I don't know if it really is necessary to expose this much, especially if you get, like, gloves and boots that cover this much of your body. Why not just get, you know, I don't know, some pants or something? I don't know, it just seems highly impractical gear to be wearing. And honestly, what bothers me most about this is this cape. Like, this cape is not only completely unnecessary, but in this configuration, I would imagine it just kind of falls back and strangles you to death. That being said, I think her head is a bit too far back. I don't want to... Okay, I'm getting nitpicky, so let's stop that. But yeah, I think her head is drawn slightly too far back, so that's kind of weird. But she's like, yeah, that's not really my skill set. It's not like I can use curse magic or anything. And, you know, I tried to refrain one of them. You know, I tried to hold one of them back, and I could barely manage that. So the fact that... she's telekinesis magic, alright. The fact that he started floating and got ripped apart in the middle of the air when I could hold him, you know, back for 5 seconds or more, that's like... I don't think you should be looking at me here. That wasn't me. So, you know, that's... And then Hello Kitty girl, Hello Kitty mage comes like, hey, Uni, which... Wait, Uni? Is that also honorific? Because the leader guy called her Gina, right? So, okay, that must be like a title. She's like, yeah, she's right. If there was someone who could do that, he'd be an outsider. Sangin was like, la 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 la. I'm not, you know, it's like, on a different note, anyone want sandwiches? Like, he's just like, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Because, yeah, if anyone could do that, we would either know it or he would be an outsider. And then she's like, well... I guess he must have a reason for hiding his power. Should I just let it slide? I don't know if you really I mean, what would you do in that? This is an interesting question, because I wonder, would I in that situation say, like, was it you? Like, seriously, Porter guy over there, was it you? And what the hell are you hiding your strength? Would I say that, or would I be like, well, I'm just glad he saved our asses, honestly. Because, let me be honest, if I were in that dungeon, I'd be like the weakest B tier guy. I'd probably be the guy who got his arm chopped off or something. Like, I'd be a fucking fodder. So, I'd be like, yeah, I don't really care. Thank you for saving our ass. That's very considerate of you. I'm happy about that. Anyway, the flame mage, the lantern mage guy, he's like, come on, just, again, looking at the outfits, like, okay, we got Hello Kitty girl on the left, but we got, yeah, what's with that hat? Dude, seriously, what's with that hat? This looks so unpractical and heavy. Like, doesn't that hurt your neck at some point? Like, I guess the robe is fine and all. Honestly, it's really, I guess, a bit nitpicky, but I like the character designs. They're very unique, and I like unique character designs, so that's fine if it's not practical. But I just think it's funny because these are very over the top. Anyway, he's just like, thank goodness if I had summoned another creature, I would have basically run out of mana and passed out. And the leader's like, well, yeah, you guys are right. The hierarchs were kind of definitely acting weird, so something was going on there so that we could finish them off without any problem. And the others are like, should we go on, or isn't that a bit too dangerous? And one of the guys is like, well, you know, we're pretty close to the entrance, and if we go through the entrance and we already get this kind of greeting, we might surmise that we're not welcome in this house, so we might as well just, you know, leave. Which, honestly, that guy who said that, you know, that's kind of my soulmate, because he's like, yeah, we aren't too far from the exit, let's just go back. It's like, yeah, let's just go back. That's a good idea. I would be honest, I'm gonna be honest, I would probably do the same. It's like, yeah, please, let's just please go. Then you get to the point where the master, you know, one of the tanks suggests, yeah, we need more healers and more AoE mages. Let's just retreat for now. And the leader's kind of like, well, if I succeed today, I get to lead this attack force, and I might not get a second chance at this. You know? But the thing is, if I continue on here, the chances of us succeeding is astronomically lower than us getting slaughtered, so we might as well just retreat. Now, we don't hear the second part. The second part is just everyone else just kind of looking at him like, what's he gonna say? And we remember from the start of the story, the reason Sang Yin-woo even got into that position is because they actually went to check out the double lair, the second part, which got half or more of the people there killed, which isn't a great idea. So, yeah. Sang Yu basically says, yeah, I can see that he would be tempted, and it's a hard choice, because turning back now could mean, theoretically, although I guess the boss shouldn't see it that way, but it could mean theoretically that you won't get the chance to lead a team like this again. But it could also mean that the bosses are like, hey, you kind of saved all your people from being slaughtered, so thumbs up for that. But he decides, yeah, let's retreat. This is a bad idea to go on, so let's just go back and get out of here. Let's get the bosses, let's get the S ranks in here, let them clear the dungeon, because we're obviously not going to be able to do it. So, you know, he's making the right choice. He's being a good leader. I think this is actually good leadership, knowing what you can and can't do. He obviously knows this, we can't do this, so let's go back. And everyone's like, oh, thank God. So everyone thinks, oh, thank God he decided that. Everyone's pretty relieved. And he's like, guys, come on, I'm not that stupid. Everyone's like, eh. So that was kind of funny. It's like, can you see my hands shaking here? I was kind of nervous, like, stop being a baby and just get back to the entrance. And then they go back to the entrance, and of course, Sang Yin-woo's intuition when going into the dungeon that, yeah, this is gonna go horribly wrong, that kind of proves correct again, because there's a barrier in front of the gate, and it's created by a high-level spell. Now, fun fact, monsters can actually use high-level spells, which I didn't know, which is worrisome. And the magic casters are like, okay, let's try to unlock it. All three of them try to unlock it. But the Hello Kitty girl thinks like, yeah, it's a good decision we turned back because we wouldn't be able to clear this dungeon. But the thing is that there's someone who can use high-level magic in here. That just kind of makes like, oh yeah, that was a really good idea to get out of here. And then suddenly everything you get, when these inverted colors, I'm just going to quickly show this, as a stylistic choice, when the colors suddenly invert and you get these downward lines that kind of show like a heavy pressure, which is something I learned from Grand Line Review, so thanks him for that. He does in One Piece content mostly. But when what he pointed out was that when Luffy in One Piece punches someone and there's like lines coming out from the from perspective lines or lines like it's basically here, they're more thick up and thinner down, so you can see them going from up going down basically, which kind of makes you when you look at it makes you feel like there's a heavy pressure on everyone. It's like if someone punches someone, there's lines coming out from the impact zone of the punch. That means it was a very strong punch, and that's just some stylistic or artistic choices you can make to make it look like it actually had an impact or something. I just found that interesting to see it here because it actually did help to bring across the point that there's something here that is not good news. So there's some really, really bad news coming up. Up next, you're all gonna die. So that's pretty much what they're starting to feel here, which is not great, I think. If I were part of that attack force, like, is now the time to crap my pants yet? Pretty much. I shouldn't... Anyway, so this is, I don't actually what this means, but this is like just some spooky feeling, because what we get next is Sang Yin Wu basically saying, even the ones who can't detect magic, were able to feel that, like even the warriors were able to feel that even though they're not really good at magic sensing, so that was terrifying, and everyone's like, oh, Schnitzel. Is that the boss of the dungeon? Yeah, we should really piss the fuck off out of here really fast. And all the three mages like, all right, just hurry up. Let's just break this gate and get the frick out of here. And Sang Yin Wood just, everyone else just kind of turns around to where that was coming from. It's like, is there a boss that could hide his energy? Like, this is... Why wouldn't we be able, or why couldn't we sense such magical energy from outside the gate? This is a completely different level of magic energy. And then you get the, we're screwed moment when all the three mages just kind of start bleeding from their eyes and coughing blood, which is always a bad sign. I mean, I don't care where you are, someone suddenly out of the blue starts bleeding from the eyes and coughing blood. There's probably something bad going on right there. In our normal world, that's probably some disease or something, or poison. I'd say poison. But in this world, if that's magic, it's like, oh. Yeah, so they're targeting the mages. Everyone's like, oh, Schnitzel. Oh, shit. We have to use holy magic. We have to heal them. And one of the tanks just turns around to the boss, Hyung. Really, names are hard, episode 5, I'm telling you. Hyung. By the way, the boss man is like, oh, because he just kind of stands there. I think this is one of the greatest panels in the chapter, because he kind of just stands there staring at the dark, seeing like, that's more eyes than there were before. And his reaction is just, damn. I mean, he wasn't laughing. He's like, damn. So, where's that going to leave us next chapter? That's I guess, some fun speculation. Obviously, they can't get out of this without Sang Yin Wu. Like, they can't get out of this without him basically doing a majority of the work. I don't know if they can get through this without him summoning his summons, like his familiars, because he's like the necromancer lord, so he can absorb the shadows of monsters and summon them back again as soldiers fighting for him. So I don't know if they can actually get through this without that. I don't think they can. So I'm guessing that actually next chapter he's gonna be forced to reveal his actual power to everyone in the team, and they're all gonna be like, I I mean, I don't know why, but I'm kind of glad this guy is here now. Like, I don't know why he's here or what he's doing with the mining team. Because again, remember, he was part of the mining team. He just kind of volunteered to be a porter. If he didn't do that, they would have all been killed in there. So, yeah, that's pretty much a lucky coincidence for them. But they're like, yeah, this guy's at least S rank, and I'm not quite sure what exactly he's doing here. So what I think will happen is just basically him like, yeah, guys, by the way, raise the dead, and you're gonna have to fight alongside me, because even I with my dead people here can't take all of them. So all of you just fight these guys. I'm gonna get my guys to help you, and I'm gonna go straight for the boss man and try to kill him so that we can get out of here. And the mages, you know, probably the healers will be busy healing the mages, I hope, I think. I mean, whatever. I hope they don't die. They might die. Yeah, let's be honest, they might die. So, I'm gonna be interested in seeing if Hello Kitty Girl, and, Little Red... Let's call her Little Red Riding Mage, Riding Mage, that sounds kind of... That's not what I meant, but... Little Red... What was it? Little Red Riding Hood, right? So, she's like the Little Red Riding Hood of mages. Like, okay, this doesn't work. I thought this was something clever, but it obviously didn't work out. So, screw it. Whatever. So, let's hope the mage guys... I don't really give a crap about the lantern guy. Honestly, Hello Kitty Mage is the only one I really care about, because she's the one that got the most inner monologue. I think the other ones probably figured something similar, but she's probably the sharpest tool in the shed, I guess. So I hope she doesn't die. I don't really care about the other two, but let's hope they don't die either. Yeah. So that's it for chapter 70 of Solo Leveling. We're gonna get to chapter 138 of The Last Human, but before we get there, let's just quickly say, if you enjoyed this so far, then why not subscribe? It should be fun. If not, you can always unsubscribe later, but do subscribe, please, and yeah, join us for the other ones. And this one, I mean, alright, this cover page to this, again, I'm gonna give you, the name of the author and the name of the story, so you can basically look it up yourself. It's called The Last Human, or in Chinese, Moshi Fanren. Again, I can't really pronounce that. By authors Amazing Works. No idea who that is, according to this website, at least by these authors. And that's the cover page. So please go find a place to read this and read it alongside me, I suppose. Again, now that you've subscribed and found a place to read this chapter, let's continue. With drinking coffee. Also with the chapter. Alright, so I'm gonna show this page because it's the cover page, but it's like, alright, we got two zombies here, and they're looting each other, so I'm like, this is some weird shit. Like, this is legitimately some weird, like, what, and why, and, okay, never mind, but apparently he's pretty good at fingering. Anyway, that was so bad. God damn. I make myself cringe with my jokes. Anyway, so we see three guys next to a car that were basically gathering up items, and the leader's like, they're shooting zombies, and like, guard the items properly, it'll be over after this wave. And then another guy, like Curly Locks, tells the leader, could you look over there? And it's just a horde of mature ones, and he's like, oh, yeah, you know what, never mind, get in the car, our lives are more important, you know, forget the items. And the other guy's like, but, no buts, just get in the freaking car if you don't want to die. And it's like, hey, you know what, that guy's smart. Now, sadly for him, the car's not starting, and they all die anyway, so, yeah, that's unfortunate. Now, what makes it more unfortunate is that, curly hair guy has window rolled down. See, this is why you get a car that has these rolly kind of windows, so just in case the motor doesn't start, you won't be stuck with an open window. I'm just putting it out there. I'm just putting it out there. That's why you get roll-up windows in an apocalypse. All right, that's always a better idea, because even if the car doesn't start, you can still roll up the window and hope that it takes them longer than 3 seconds to break it, and you're still gonna die anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But whatever. That's just a point I want to make. And then we get Shang Biao, I think is the hamster's name. We get him basically stepping up to some mature ones here. I don't know. I'm starting to actually like this hamster a lot. He was kind of annoying at the start and kind of pointless for the longest time. And he's he's still drawn very weirdly. But he's just hopping around, killing all the zombies, basically biting them in the neck where it kills them. And I think Zhou Tiancheng is the main character. Teacher Lu is the black armor girl. So Zhou Tiancheng is basically like, so I get it. His evolution is that he can't be sensed by zombies. So he gets stronger and faster like everyone else, sure, but he can't be sensed by zombies. Like his ability is to make others overlook him, no matter if they're evolved humans or mature ones. It's a lot harder to sense him. So it's not impossible, but it's very hard to sense the little hamster dude, little hamster rat. And he's just basically, even if the mature ones sense Shang Biao, they won't attack first, and Shang Biao can easily eliminate them from the back. So he's basically stealth mode. And since he's so small and so fast, he can actually just kill a bunch of them. So basically he's Shang Biao. So this hamster, like legit our fucking pocket rat we took with us so far, he's legit the mature one's natural enemy. Like he's like the natural predator for mature ones, because he's pretty fast and he can't be sensed by them. So it's like, alright, that's pretty fucked up. But if you got a hamster that can kill a bunch of zombies, like just wipe out an entire horde, no problem, hey, that's pretty good. I mean, the fact that the hamster starts to eat their brains, that's a bit weird. I guess that would be worrisome to me, but yeah, I think that would still be like, hey, you know what? Teacher Lu's like, wow, he's that strong, so yeah, that's... And basically they go to Shang Biao, they go to the hamster, and they're like, this is like the third wave that you've wiped out. Are you still hungry? And Teacher Lu's like, well, it's almost nighttime. Let's get going somewhere else, basically, to safety. But Zhou Tiancheng points out that now we'll find one more wave at night. High stage infected are more active at night. So don't know why. Is it something about this? I don't know why they're more active at night. I would like to get some kind of explanation for that at some point, because just give me a reason. It can be any reason. Just give me some reason. But basically, the hamster starts, or what is it actually a hamster? Or is it what's the other thing? Meerschweinchen oder Hamster? So guinea pig. That's the ones. Or is it a guinea pig? I don't know. I think it's a hamster, to be honest. I'm not 100%. I think it's a hamster. All right, let's go with hamster, because I think hamsters actually eat meat and guinea pigs don't. I think that was one of the differences. So you can actually feed like meat to a hamster, but you couldn't feed that to a guinea pig. Guinea pigs are strict vegetarians, and hamsters are, I guess, omnivores. They eat everything. I think just like pigs and humans, we're a pretty good, pretty good team. All right. When Shang Biao, okay, so he basically runs up front, and then he just kind of stops and waits, and Zhou Tiancheng's like, wait. He never did that before. He just kind of ran in and killed all the zombies. So why is he waiting now? And then they see like a blue head zombie level 2 or 3, and they see a claw monster. So he's already 3rd stage infected, both of them. So he's let's see. He sees these two here. And I think he met up with one of these claw infected, but in that was still rank 2, and apparently if they're rank 2, they're still green. They turn red when they get rank 3, so that's a nice warning, I suppose. And I at first I thought the blue one was an armored thing, but it's a ripper. what's it? Fast, specializes in sneak attacks. Its teeth can easily tear apart steel. So it's not really as much of a tank as it looks like. It's just more of a fast sneak attack, bite your head off kind of deal. So, you know, there you go. And basically what he says, like, hey, these two are fighting over territory, so there's two zombie hordes here, they're having a standoff, but it seems like they're actually going to be fighting over territory because they're both territorial, which is, honestly, that's kind of weird, but alright, whatever. And both of them have giant hordes of matured ones, because we know that stage 2 can start calling other zombies in, but stage 3 can apparently lead large masses of zombies as well as evolving them beyond the point where they were at. And basically, Zoltian Cheng is like, you know what, these two are at least 3rd stage, middle level, and there's definitely meteorite crystals, just nice for me to get the most benefit out of this. Basically, he's just gonna watch them probably kill each other, and then step in to kill whoever won. And then he tells the hamster, hey, I realized that you're more reliable than Gao Fei and Lou Brat combined. And the hamster, of course, is very flattered about that. So it's like, damn, if you notice that your hamster, your pet, is more reliable than your best friends, I guess that's a commentary on humanity to some degree, but, or on I don't know. But that's just very depressing, I'd say. I'd say that's like, alright. my two best friends are more useless than this hamster, or less useful, let's put it this way, because the hamster is actually quite useful. So, yeah, that's a good realization, I guess. So that was chapter 138 of Moshi Fanren, The Last Human. Thank you all for joining me here and seeing this video, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Peace out.